Good evening, everyone. Welcome back to Bedtime with Tomi. This evening, we will be reading chapter 26, David's Point of View. 2 days later, David opened and closed his mouth as he watched Clara slather a thick layer of gooey Canadian maple syrup over a waffle already topped with strawberries, bananas, pecans, chocolate chips, and clotted cream. "You don't have any ice cream, do you?" she asked. "For what? My waffles? What else?" She shot him a quizzical look. "No," he recoiled. "And even if I did, I wouldn't tell you. Don't you think you have enough toppings on your waffles?" "I have a sweet tooth." He stared down at his own waffles. There were a few strawberries to the side, with a spoonful of clotted cream. "Do you want any syrup?" Clara offered him the container. "No." He slid the plate closer to him. "It's too sweet. The clotted cream is all I need." "You're not going to put any cream on top of your waffles?" she challenged. "I will once I cut it." Clara chuckled. "So you're one of those people." He arched an eyebrow. "One of what?" "The type of people who doesn't like to mix what's on their plate." Clara started to cut her waffle into tiny pieces. "I mix my food together." She pointed her fork in his direction. "Then what's your course on waffles?" What's your excuse on waffles?" "I don't like them soggy." "Clotted cream won't make your waffles soggy." Clara rolled her eyes. "Syrup maybe. Ice cream definitely. But not clotted cream. It's super light and airy." It was conversations like these that made him appreciate Clara. To her, he was David. Not a duke, not a prince. Just David. She appreciated him for who he was, not the title that came with it. "You have some dark rings under your eyes. What's on your mind?" she asked. "Oh, this and that. Nothing for you to worry about." He reached for his coffee and took a long sip. Too many thoughts weighed on his mind. Clara said she could handle the nasty press that would inevitably pop up sooner rather than later. While she was in the UK, he could protect her. But what would happen once she returned to America? What about her security? Would she be open to having him hire someone to watch her? Should he arrange to do it and return with her? "Theoretically, I can justify a visit to Southern California to take some of the meetings I postponed because of Eddie." "You saying that is only going to make me more concerned." Clara stood and hobbled over to David. Standing on one foot, she started to massage his shoulders. His eyes closed. That feels so good, Claire Bear. You have so many knots back here." She dug her thumbs into the tough muscles between his shoulders and his neck. She knew just the right spots to hit. In her hands, his body was putty. He allowed himself to relax, listening to the sound of her talking. "What are you thinking about?" "Oh, Eddie, getting ready to leave for the army. The charity launch, a lunch I agreed to attend with Mum. You. That is a lot. Do you not have some type of secretary or assistant who could help you out?" "I do." He closed his eyes and placed a hand on Clara's. "But there are some things I prefer to take care of myself. Like your safety." "I've been wondering," she said. "About?" Clara sighed. "Have you been too much of a distraction for you? Are you behind on your work because of me?" He breathed sharply and signaled for her to sit on his lap. "I don't ever want you to say that you're a distraction. How I choose to spend my time is my choice. I'm an adult. I know what I'm doing." He took a hold of her hand and drew circles on it. "Well, you're here. You are my number one priority. I've always made time for everybody else. Just this once, I'm being selfish and doing something for myself." They leaned in toward one another and kissed. Her lips were soft and tender and tasted of sweet syrup. When they broke apart, he said, "Your waffles are going to be mushy." They both stared at her plate and shared a laugh. A short while later, David's mobile chimed. He stared at it and grinned. "Amanda. Landed." "David. Brilliant. You are right on schedule." "Amanda. You're earning major brownie points from all of this." "David. All part of the plan to win my girl's heart." "Amanda. Have you told her yet?" "I'm dying to text her." "David. In a minute. She's still eating." "Amanda. I guess we should let her finish first. Text me the second she knows." "David. Yes, ma'am." Amanda's certainly persistent. "You're grinning. Good news?" David glanced up and set his mobile face down on the table. "Very. I hope she's not upset with me after all this. He cleared his throat. By my count, you have about 3 days left before you're due to fly back to America. Uh-huh. Clara's face fell. You know, by train, Paris is only about 2 hours away from here. It seems like a huge shame to be so close and not take advantage of seeing it, especially since you've never been. How would you like to spend the remainder of your visit there? She was suddenly on high alert. Paris? As in Paris, France? As in the City of Lights? Yes. Or, as the French say, oui. I'd say, when can we leave? David enjoyed seeing Clara every time she experienced the joy of something new. Her enthusiasm was contagious. There's only one caveat. As much as I'd love to go with you, unfortunately, I have a few matters to settle here, David lamented. Oh, Clara processed the information. I understand. Oh no, she doesn't think I'm doing this to send her away early, does she? I had one job and I've mucked this up, David grumbled at himself. Claire, I should have mentioned to you that you won't be going alone. I won't? No, he shook his head. I've arranged for you to spend some time with your friend, Miss Collins. David was cut off by Clara's gleeful squeal. She lunged at him from the chair next to his. Her arms wrapped around him. Caught off guard, he started to fall sideways with her in his hold, but managed to steady them just in time. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Who would have thought she'd be so happy? Here was a woman who gave him a sense of purpose, a woman who he never wanted to let go of. She was the piece of the puzzle that he had been missing from his life. I think I love you, Claire. No, I don't think. I know. David, you can text her now. Amanda, grinning emoji. David, just a moment. I want to double check while I still have you. Did you receive the hotel and ticket information from my office? Amanda, yep. David, and did it look satisfactory? Amanda, nodding emoji. David, brilliant. Remember, if there's anything else you need, just ask. Amanda, nodding emoji. David clicked the mobile screen and left the kitchen to give Amanda and Clara some privacy. Now all he needed to do was confirm with the security team he'd hired to keep up with the two women. Should I mention it to them? No. They're probably both better off not knowing. If all goes according to plan, they won't even know the detail is there. If Clara decides this is the life she wants to have, it's better that she thinks she has some sense of freedom. So that's the end of chapter 26. And as you know, we're getting to the climax, and David's made some pretty bold decisions here without consulting Clara. So we'll see how it all unfurls in the next chapter. Have a great night, and I'll see you guys next time.